Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative Podcast, the podcast where we have digital discussions, worlds of pop culture, social media, sports, TV, film, everything really. As always, I'm your host, Peter Remoliotis, and on Twitter, you know me as PD Beats. My guest this afternoon is an actor on a very popular show on CraveTV called Letterkenny. You know him as one half of Can You Name a Better Duo, Riley and Jonesy. You know him as Jonesy on Letterkenny and CraveTV. Herr. Andrew, welcome to Popternative.
Hey, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
No problem. So, Hulu has announced that they have taken on Letterkenny.
Yes.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's huge. It's pretty big news. I think everyone in Letterkenny is pretty pumped on that.
Talk a little bit about when you guys found out about that. What was kind of going through your head at the time?
I think I found out on the. I must admit I knew there was some American deal on the horizon. So I guess I didn't know what it was going to be. It was going to be either like maybe Amazon, Hulu, or. So I knew about it. I found out through the internet. I found out through Tyler, actually, when he posted about it. And I was like, sweet. Yeah. Hulu's a good one. I think they're like, and then with them, with their deal with like the NHL and how it like kind of aligns with Letterkenny, because Letterkenny's got a lot of hockey culture in it and stuff. So I think it's like a good fit. I think
absolutely. So the quote-unquote godfather of Letterkenny, Jared Kiesel, he's been on the show before, and he talked a little bit about it, about how it started as a web series, Letterkenny Problems. How did you get roped into Letterkenny?
So I was playing on a beer league hockey team called the Trappers, where it was like Jared was on the team, Nate was on the team, Dylan was on the team, the ostrich fucker was on the team, and DP invited me to play. So I had known Jared before, Dylan and I did this movie, Mr. Hockey. It was my first movie ever, where we played Mark and Marty Howe, played brothers, and then I think once we came back after that movie to play some Trappers hockey, and that's when Jared was just started doing these Letterkenny Problem short videos. He just finished doing the one with the Toronto Skids. I can't remember the exact title, but it was one. It was the fourth one.
Yeah.
And then he had the idea for the hockey players, and so that I think he saw that Dylan and I had played brothers already and hockey players. So he just thought I was the fit.
Absolutely, and Riley and Jonesy, man, those are the guys, man. Those are. I remember it's funny because my sister and I always laugh because when I think it was like season 3 or 4 came out for Letterkenny on CraveTV, we saw the promos. It was like the pose promos. So me and my sister would always be like, "Flo, add the snow, Flo, add the snow." I feel like we said that like every day to each other.
Every day. That was actually pretty funny. That was a fun day. I remember that. I remember Jared's like, "How do you feel about just taking your shirt off?" All right, guess starts off. Yeah.
But seriously, because you mentioned it, beer league hockey. How much of Jonesy is in Andrew Herr? Is there a little bit of it? I mean, maybe not.
I mean, there's got to be a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. As an actor, I think there's always going to be a bit of you in the performance. I think maybe as the years, it's a tough question. I think there's some parts of Jonesy that are me, but I think most of it's. I was actually like when I played hockey, I was kind of more the quiet one on the team. Like I got along with everyone, but I was kind of more, I'd say as the shyer, quiet one on the team. There's a lot bigger personalities on a hockey team. So I was watching the Riley Jonesies growing up. So I had a lot of influence, a lot of material to kind of choose from when I was doing that.
So seriously, that was like part of the traditional like training, like when you were kind of casted and you were going to do the show, you were going to be this hockey player. I mean, was there a lot of like how did you kind of prepare for that role?
Well, luckily, I mean, I played junior hockey growing up, so I knew like some of the hockey's kind of like it's a team. It's true. It's one of the more truer team sports, I would say. And so I think having that experience And like we were all actors, trying to be actors before that, and like I'd done like some Shakespeare in the past and high school's theater in the past, and so like any character, you're just trying to figure out what's going to make them tick. Now with this one, the way it was written, it was a lot easier to understand that it's a two-man machine, and kind of Jonesy at the start. I know maybe they're a little more equal, but I know at the start Jonesy was more kind of like almost like not a sidekick, but he kind of had that sidekick dynamic to Riley, and then I think it started to like we're just bouncing shoot. But I guess preparation wise, you're always just trying to figure out what will make the character tick, and just taking chances on what you think might be funny. Because like I think Jared had Riley and Jonesy pegged off to be maybe a little more serious in being hockey players, but I think Dylan and I like make it a lot more goofy.
The cheat days.
Cheat days, and like they're just kind of ridiculous characters. So as long as your choices are like semi-ridiculous, then I think you're on the right track.
So it seems like hockey is a big part of your life, though, right? Because you were also in you were also in Goon 2, Last of the Enforcers.
Goon, yeah, that was really fun to be on. I think that was kind of just handed. I don't know why they actually even picked me for that. To be honest, like, I think they just wanted a Letterkenny cameo because Jay Baruchel is really good friends with Jacob, and so. But that was really fun because
and Jay Baruchel will be on new episodes of Letterkenny.
Yeah, he's really funny too. I don't want to spoil it, but it was pretty cool working with him.
When they announced, because there's about 4 or 5 new cast members that were added, and I know a lot of them, and they're all so talented and amazing. But Alex Harouche, who I don't know who his exact character is going to be, I actually went to CEGEP with him in Montreal. I went to school with him.
Nice. Yeah, so, he's a really nice. He's a really friendly guy. I didn't get to work with him, but he's pretty funny in it as well. That's the cool thing about Letterkenny. There's room for a lot of different characters, and I think they're doing a really good job of like each new season. There's another expand. Like even like after first season, people really love the McMurray, and I'm really happy that McMurray and his Miss McMurray are kind of in full force now. Yeah.
There's just so many lines. I mean, for people that are big Letterkenny and Pop Turner fans, they probably know this story, but because I said it when Kisa was on, but. I remember when it first came out, the craze of Letterkenny was nuts. Like, people were, like, going ham over the first couple of seasons. Like, people were losing their minds. And I remember playing hockey, and we were playing, like, a beer league game, and just, like, a shitty game. And the goalie made a save, but then it fell out of his glove, and it kind of went in almost. Then we were like, oh, yeah, it's in. And he's like, no, that's a hard no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the hard no, your 10-ply. CD's 100. Like, there's so many.
Texas size 10-4.
Texas size 10-4.
What's your favorite one?
Of my lines or just in general?
Both. Yours and in general.
Oh, there's so many. I think my favorite's always been Wheel Snipe Selly, just because it's just something that kind of epitomizes the R&J duo. Like that's just the best way.
Do you think people sometimes get, because, the NHL draft is right around the corner, and do you feel like players get frustrated sometimes where, like, they look at Riley and Jonesy, and
probably.
You guys are exaggerating, but not too much. Like, it's kind of like...
Yeah, definitely exaggerating, not too much. Depends on what hockey player you ask, I think, probably.
Like, because it's there. Like, that's why they're like that.
Yes. Like, it's definitely exaggerated, and we're not as intelligent because we're not the sharpest tools in the shed. But yeah, there is most definitely, like, there's hockey players like that. That's what I mean. Like the team, they're like a 2-man team, but hockey, it's really about the team. And when you get that mentality, you get some really funny personalities. And I think you ever notice, like, I grew up in a small town. And like the hockey guys, and I guess I learned to have a little bit of that confidence. I don't think I ever had, but they're so confident, like as a pack, like they're like a big wolf pack. So Riley and Jonesy are like a really dumb wolf pack, but they're lovable. hopefully.
We were
Sometime.
talking about Jonesy a lot, but I want to talk about Andrew Herr. I want to talk about you specifically as an
Yeah.
actor. What do you like the most about acting, and what kind of made you, besides Letterkenny, what were kind of other things that kind of led you or drew you towards being an actor?
Funny enough, I think, so I had to move to a new school going into grade 12. My dad's job required us to move. And I don't think if I ever moved, I don't know if I would have ever gotten to acting, because my friend Christina Miller was putting on the Sears Drama Festival, which is like this high school drama competition in Ontario. And I floated her idea like, oh, maybe I'd like to try that. So she let me audition for this play. I don't know why maybe she thought I was cute or something. I don't know. Maybe but she let me audition for it, and I was really bad. Like, I knew, like, I left that room like not wanting to cry, but realizing that I would never be an actor. I was like, this isn't for me. And I don't know. They said they wanted to make it work. They switched the play, so it went from being a one-man play to a two-man play called Never Swim Alone by Daniel McIver. With this guy Jordan Richards, who I was a friend, who was like a good actor. And I did my first live performance, and that was it. I think like I really got hooked in live stage, like the rehearsal process. I think as soon as I realized that you could create something live where, you know, it's a form of expression, especially as a shy kid, I think it was like a bit of an outlet for me. It was just easier. Yeah, I think that's how I really got hooked. And then I was always really into film and TV. I've always been a big fan of that. So I think combination of that, coming out to Vancouver and realizing that you could do film and TV, and having some amateur theater experience, and then going to acting school and being able to play these really cool characters that you don't normally think about all the time. Like I think that was telling story has always been really something I've always been interested in. Just took a while.
I want to focus on Canadian film and cinema, and I want to focus on Canadian film and television, specifically Canadian television, because we can name, you know, whether it's comedies, dramas. Over the past couple of years, there's a lot of amazing Canadian shows that have come out. You know, Letterkenny, Kim's Convenience, Corner Gas Animated, Mary Kills People,
Schitt's
Working
Creek.
Moms, Schitt's Creek, like so many. We can go on and on.
And another one, there's a really fun one I'm supposed to watch. It's about this band. It's kind of like a mockumentary style. It's kind of like Flight of the Conchords, but it's a Canadian version.
Well, there's a new show on CBC called Crawford that comes out soon.
Man, no, it's something
that I want to see, because
let me look this up one quickly if I can. Actually, no, I won't. I'll let you carry on. Yeah, but there's a ton.
Well, that sounds good. But yeah, my point is though, what do you think has made Canadian television a lot more successful in the last couple of years than prior to that? Do you think social media has a part of that, or digital streaming websites like Netflix and Hulu?
Yeah. Yeah. Probably all of the above. I think probably because Canada was a pretty young country, still is a young country, but I think there are a lot of the younger kids. Like Canada, it's hard to define. Like there's a lot of stereotypical things about Canada, but I think with these new shows, you're starting to see the non-stereotypical stories of Canada, and there's a lot of people from all walks of life in Canada. So I think it's also that it's like, yeah, there's an easier platform to show these things, and it's, I guess, cheaper to make. Generally, it's cheaper to make TV because of technology and stuff like that. So I think combination of maybe production companies wanting to pump out more Canadian content, social media. I think it's like a multitude of.
I think too, people just like the idea of relating to their experiences and their past. Like you look at Letterkenny, right? There's a lot of people out there that come from small towns like that.
Oh, 100%. Tyler and I just did this charity golf tournament in Fernie, BC, and met a bunch of cool people. And like a lot of these rural towns. Sometimes it's nice to get a reminder. I was living in Van, and then I was in Los Angeles for a bit, but I went to this town, and people were stoked about the show. And a lot of small towns, I think there's like, especially with the Hicks, the farmers, like that old school principles and protecting the town and trying to be a good people. And then you got the hockey players, and the trifecta, I think, exists almost in every small Canadian town. Almost. Maybe I don't.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Couple quick questions before we wrap up, but it's a big week for Letterkenny though. I mean, new episodes are right around the corner. The Hulu deal was announced. I mean, what are you looking forward to the most, man?
I think I'm looking forward to getting back and filming again because it's always pretty fun. And I'm never amazed by. I'm always like, I wonder what Jared and Jacob are gonna come up with next. And I think I'm always excited to see the new material and get back to filming because it really is like a lot of fun. Like we're essentially shooting a TV show with our friends. So I mean I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes because especially in the U.S.
Great.
I think hopefully it reaches a lot of audiences and it just keeps getting bigger, which it has kind of progressively. Keeps
it's bigger. Almost like it's gonna be like the waiting game, eh? Like it's gonna be like officially launched, and then it's just like now we wait.
Exactly.
We see. There's gonna be a lot of waiting.
Hurry up and wait. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know it's a busy time.
Thanks for having me, man.
We've wanted to do this for a while, but I'm glad we got it done, man.
Yeah, that's absolutely, awesome. Dude. Nice
Where can people? You. Yeah, for sure. Where can people like follow you on social media? Plug away. Like, what could they expect?
Okay, yeah. Like... you can follow me on Andrew Herr 1. For Twitter and Instagram. What to expect? I don't. Sometimes I put thought into it. Sometimes I don't. Usually, I'm trying to like either very goofy or funny or maybe something that I care about. I try not to get too political, but every now and then I slip. But other than that, I'm just trying to have a good time. So
absolutely. And where can people check out Letterkenny and what can we expect from them?
CraveTV. In Canada, Hulu in the U.S. Please don't torrent it. I think in this upcoming season, you're going to see a lot of other characters like Jim Dickens. One off the top of my head, where they have some really golden moments. You can see Jay Baruchel as like kind of an alt-right lunatic. So I think it's kind of topical. You get a little bit of the same, but there's a little bit different. And I think you're going to see some new characters really get the spotlight, which is always fun. So
absolutely. Well, Andrew Herr, thank you so much. And hopefully we can have you on again next time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll get on Tyler and DP for you.
Yeah, for sure. Those guys, those Baylors.
I'll get on.
For sure. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for the video episodes. If you don't want to see our face, you just want to listen, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to the podcast, we're there, Popternative. Just look it up. Be sure to watch Letterkenny on CraveTV in Canada very soon, Hulu in the States. And until next time, this is Andrew Herr and Peter Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.